Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is an end of the month for March tarot oracle reading. And Taurus, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Taurus, we still all have a little bit of Taurus in us. If you have your birth chart, which house is Taurus in, that's where this energy shows up for you. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a timely reading, meaning that if you're watching it at this time, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, let's take the energy from the bottom of the deck, and this will be the underlying energy for the entire reading. We have the Knight of Cups, so this is the knight in shining armor that we read about in romance novels and in the movies. So the knights would work for the king and queen. They would deliver messages far and wide throughout the kingdoms. And back then, that's all the only way they had long distance communication. And they also would protect their kingdom in the palace, etc. They were there's 4 knights, and this one, his element is the element of the cups. Cups represent love, and specifically romantic love in this case. Having said that, the cups can also represent love for someone other than a romantic love, and it can also represent something you love to be or love to do, that kind of energy. So it could be like a business that you really love, or that something that you really love to do. And that also, but in this case, with it most likely is romantic love, but we'll see as we move forward through this reading. We have this is the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Wands is a card of victory. And so the wands represent the element of fire, and they are made of wood, and they represent passion as well. So passion for whatever it is that you're doing. And this action that they represent is the wand energy. Here it's representing the actions of the rider here and the actions of the people around. And so this energy is talking about some of these people, they look disgruntled, and some of them look, like they're happy. So this energy is saying that at one point, maybe you had to battle these people, and you've won them over, because even the ones that are still disgruntled and maybe don't like you personally have to admit that you have been a leader. You've been successful and victorious in whatever battle you took on. And you have accomplished this, but because you were able to rein in your emotions, which is represented by this horse. We have 2 horses already here. So I'm going to just bring up on February 17th, we moved from the snake energy, the year of the snake, in the Chinese zodiac, to the year of the fiery horse energy. And so this fiery horse energy is coming in right away here, Taurus. So I'm going to bring it up. Even though it was back in February, we're in this energy until February, I think, 6th of 2027. So this is representing both. You notice both these horses are pretty much the same here. They're both very connected to their riders, and they're chill. These people have learned to really control their emotions and control impulsive behavior. The year of the fiery horse represents really free-spirited energy, setting high achievement goals. It's also regarding matters of love, very passionate and heartfelt. And also the warning with the fire horse energy is not to be impulsive. And you can see these horses are under control. And it's about controlling your temper and not, allowing your temper to get ahead of you and, be tweeting all over the place and then regret it the next day, that kind of energy. Also, this energy makes people want to really take on really, really high achievement goals, and sometimes not leave enough time reasonably to be able to accomplish those goals. And so sometimes that can lead to doing too much and burning yourself and then not making it to the finish line. So it's having that balance in your life where you know how much action to take and when to lean back a little. We're in a retrograde season right now. Tonight is the new moon coming in. So the new moon coming in is in the sign of Pisces. And this new moon is like really has a kind of a dreamy quality to it because of the Piscean energy. So it really, pay attention to your dreams in the next, 5 or 6 days anyway. Pay attention to your dreams and pay attention to any intuitive insights you feel that you're receiving. Pisces is really a very intuitive sign. Also, this is an awesome time to commit to personal goals. And also to understand that we live in a perfectly imperfect world. So you don't everything doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. You have to accept that. And so a lot of times people hold themselves back from starting new projects or whatever because of, I think the situation isn't perfect, or I'm not perfect enough. Let me work on myself some more and then I'll do it. And this can go on for a long time. Now is a great time because this new moon, it's the 18th, and then on the 20th, we've had Mercury in retrograde. So Mercury is all about communication, and when it goes retrograde, what it means is that from the view of planet Earth, it appears to be going backwards, and it's infamous for causing problems in communication, and also glitches in technology, that kind of energy. We're going direct on the 20th, so that's only 2 days from now. So it's about really letting go of the past energy now and moving into the new. As well, on the 21st is going to be the equinox. So that is the very first day of spring. And that's when the Mercury is right over the equator. And this energy is talking about the day and night being very balanced. They're the same length at that time. So woohoo, it's like a lot of new energy coming in, a lot of passion from the spring energy after a long winter. And this energy, in this particular energy right now, your biggest asset right now would be your open mind. So keep an open mind, especially if it's a new lover coming in. Because this could be someone that's not your usual type, and just keep that in mind. Like be open-minded. Wow, look at this. This is going to be a very passionate relationship. This is talking about the Ace of Wands is a gift from the divine and collaborating with the universe to bring in a lot of passion into your life. So passion for new, passion for aces are all about the new love, new passion. And if you already have love in your life, it could be bringing that new passion back into it, that kind of energy. So this is really awesome. And you just feeling really good about moving forward and you're in this leadership energy. This is really good energy, Taurus. We have the King of Cups here. So the King of Cups is sitting on his throne. He's out in the middle of all this water, but and it's very chaotic water. And so this represents him being in the eye of the storm. There's a lot of chaos maybe around him, a lot of volatile emotions. Water represents emotions in the tarot. But he's got his cup of love and he's waiting for the perfect time to deliver it. Imperfectly perfect time. But he knows that it's too chaotic right now. Whatever he is the most emotionally available of all the kings, mostly emotionally intelligent. And so that way he has an ability to really feel people's emotions. And so but he does have his right foot forward. He's ready to move at a moment's notice. In the meantime, he's just going to chill out and wait for that. He's sure of what he wants. He wants to deliver this cup of love to someone. Okay, and then there's this heartache coming in. Okay, so I feel like this energy may say that you maybe did have a battle with love on your hands here. And this could be saying that, like, this is your internal forces here. And so the internal forces are what you can control. And the internal forces, you'll find yourself asking questions like, what if he did this and I did that, or she did that and now I have to do this? If comes up a lot, internal forces, the woulda, shoulda, couldas of life. And this can keep you in a mind trap, and when you look at this card, clearly there's been some heartbreak here. And you generally, a lot of the time, there's a a sword driven between these two, like a couple sword, and it's like it's coming between them. So this can quite often represent a third person, but it could also be like something like, someone who's a workaholic, or maybe an alcoholic, or, addicted to something else, like kind of like not making you their priority kind of energy. And this card also, when you look at it at first, it looks like, well, there's no way someone's going to heal from this. They got 3 swords in their heart. But when you look again, you realize this heart is rather big in context to the swords. So the swords, are more like pinpricks, or like they'd be like maybe nails, So you might, there's a possibility of actually healing from this. And this is a card of healing, and it's also, sometimes it can represent forgiveness. If you forgive someone, you're doing it for yourself so that you can heal your heart, so that you don't carry that heavy energy anymore. It's not about condoning what someone has done, and you're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for yourself. And just because you forgive someone doesn't mean that you want to have anything to do with them again. We just came through the retrograde period, and we're almost at the end of it. And it's infamous also for bringing in people from the past that there's unfinished business with. And so this is saying, look forward to the new, a new love, a new outlook, a new you in a different way. And you've got this King of Cups who has his eye on you. And so, or you are the King of Cups, and you now for the first time feel the passion enough to have your eye on someone. But you maybe recognize that this person is healing from something, and you don't want to, that if you ask now, it's too early, and they might say no, or it just isn't going to work out because they're not healed enough to accept a new love. So now this card can represent the hearts in the throat. It could represent like a lot of gossip and slander, like that kind of energy being directed towards someone. And also it can talk about someone being afraid to speak their truth for whatever reason, and harsh words being said, that kind of energy. Lies, it can be about lies, that negative words. And so here we have the Magician. So the Magician is, when the Fool begins his journey in the major arcana, he starts at the 0 point, and this is card number 1. So the Magician is talking about bringing from above down to below that which you, like this wand represents your thoughts, your, ideas that you have, and being able to take those and bring them down to earth to create a beautiful garden, make the earth a more beautiful place, and empower other people as well. And this is talking about having all the tools that you need on his bench here. The infinity symbol represents the infinite potential of, to infinity and beyond that you have. And he's wearing an Ouroboros around his waist. And the Ouroboros is a snake biting its tail. And this is saying shed anything that is, you have to make room on the table, right? So shed anything that's no longer of service to you and let it go. That's snake energy. And we just moved out of the year of the snake to move into the fiery horse energy. So this is an energetic upgrade. This is saying you're on a new cycle here, and you're ready to move forward in a different way, the new you. And this is Temperance. This card has been coming up a lot in my readings in the last week or so. So this is this Temperance energy is talking about having devotion to stay on your destiny, like on your path that you were placed on the earth. A lot of people consider this to be like the energy of an earth angel. And in the Bible, it says 144,000 angels were sent down to earth in human form, and that they would empower the earth to be a better place. So this is talking about advanced spiritual energy. And this person has their foot in the water of the universal waters, and they're using alchemy to put their own energy into this, and at the same time pulling that energy out of the universe. And they have their left foot grounded on land, and right where their foot is landed, look at, there's beautiful flowers growing there. And so this is saying stay on your path. This is the path of glory. The sun represents God, and you will be like, as long as you're on your destined path, magic will occur in your life. And when the time is right, you have to be patient. it's really challenging to understand God's timing, so don't even bother. The only place where we really do have linear time is on Earth. Everywhere else, it's past, present, and future merging into one. So, we don't understand God's timing, but God understands God's timing. And remember, we are the center of our universe, but so is everybody else. So he has a lot of people to deal with. And then, yes, this is confirming, yes, you're on a new journey. This is the new you. Enjoy the new you. Like you're approaching life with passion again. Understanding your leadership skills. This is awesome energy, Taurus. So from the beginning here, this is how you are identifying yourself right now. And you're feeling that spring, kick up your heels energy, that kind of energy, spring in your step. I don't know, I can't remember what movie it was. If anyone remembers what movie this is, if you saw it, there's put it in the comment box below. But I remember watching a movie at some point, and one of I can't remember if a mother was telling her daughter what the situation was, but she said, you'll know, the daughter had asked, or if it was a friend, whatever, had asked, how do I know if it's really my true love? And she said, because when he kisses you, you'll kick your foot up. And so kick up your heels. That's but I can't remember the name. If you know the name of the movie or you remember that at all, let me know down below and then I'll post it. All right. I might look it up. I'll see. The King of Cups is representing your abundance and self-worth right now. So this is talking about the energy of really understanding, hey, I deserve to have love in my life, and I deserve for it to be true love, like not this kind of energy, and I deserve taking the time to heal myself so that I can have that, and I'm willing to do the work that's needed. And this is communication in early life. Feel like there's some sort of energy here where maybe your inner child needs a little bit of healing, like where you didn't feel loved as a child. There's so many things that happen when we're a baby, and babies are like sponges, And even when you're a toddler, like I thought about this quite a bit. How, when we have toddlers, we're always telling them, no, 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 don't touch that, don't touch this, don't, because they're always into everything, and the energy, is challenging for them. And a lot of times also, babies go through this, like children go through this quite often when they're young, is like another sibling comes along. And so a lot of times they can feel very displaced. And that energy, people, they'll say, oh, we had the same parents. I don't know what their problem is. You don't have the same parents, because the first baby that comes along, like there's no manuals for babies. And the first baby that comes along, it's all experimentation, and it's all so new, and everybody's being so careful, we want to do the right thing in an ideal situation. And then the second baby comes along, and now the first baby's not alone anymore, and they don't maybe like the toddler coming into the house and having the same, half the attention. And so that energy affects the oldest, and it affects the youngest energy, because then the parents a lot of the time try to do what worked on the first child, and the second child, of course, is exactly opposite. So there can be a lot of misunderstandings in that. Plus, the older sibling might never accept the toddler or the second one coming in. Then what happens then is, the one thing is, the firstborn is always the firstborn, and then the second one, could become the middle child when a third baby is born. And so now they're not the baby anymore. So they're not special because they're baby, and they're not special because they're the firstborn. They're in the middle. And so our parents may have had a situation where they were really poor when they started out. They were young and they didn't have good jobs, and now they have better jobs, so they can afford to give the third child things that they couldn't give the first and the second child. And then they'll be comparing, oh, well, you bought them this and that. I was saying, you hear it all. And so really, we don't have the same parents, and the parents are never the same people. And different tragedies can happen that cause things to happen. And babies are like sponges. And our subconscious mind is formed in the very first the up until about the age of 6 or 7, and really you don't remember it. So our subconscious mind, when we get triggered, that's the mind we go to. It's our go-to mind. And that energy is like really the thought, our environment that we were in, and the thoughts of the people that were in charge of our care, and how they perceived us to be. Like they maybe didn't really get us at all. And so that can be really challenging. Like when you grow up, you can still carry a lot of wounds from that. And this is the home and family. So this is talking about your emotional foundation. So I feel like you have always felt like an energy that you could get what you want. Like you probably had parents that would teach you that. Like this is how you get A's by studying. And I feel like there was some discipline in that way in your family. And that kind of energy is, learning how to manifest on the 3D world. Like if you want something, you have to apply yourself to it. And then we have this energy of creativity, romance, and children. So this is something that, when we're on our destined path, sometimes we think, oh, I don't ever want to have children. And then all of a sudden something happens and we really do want to. And we realize, oh, maybe once this heart heals, I do want a relationship that could be committed and serious. And that is what I want. I want to start a family and that. And then you change. It changes you. You become a new you, a better version of the last version of yourself, basically, because you have more love in your heart now. And you stop choosing lovers that are going to, because you're trying to heal that empty space from when you were a child. If you can heal that on your own, then you can move into this new person who doesn't need that healing, and you actually really want an equal. You don't want someone that's going to heal you. You want someone that's going to be fun to be with and that can meet your energy. And so that's the kind of energy that I feel like you're in. This is coming in really like this gift for new passion in life again after heartache. Now this energy is exactly the energy you do not want to be in when you're in this energy of the fire horse energy. Look at the difference here. So this is the Knight of Swords, and so his element is about discipline of the mind, discipline of the emotions, being able to use your intuition as well as your logic to come to conclusions. That's what the swords are about. He's got a red flag on the back of his helmet. He's totally rushing in. It's like the fool's rushing in energy. We can only see half his sword. The other half, we can't even see the point of what the information is. He's running against the wind and through barren land, and his horse is totally stressed out. This is like exactly when this card comes up, this is how you do not want to be for this upcoming year until February of next year. You don't want to be in this energy. This energy is not helpful at all. It can really backfire. There's a lot of planets that are like Saturn, Neptune, and we had two Saturn and Neptune and even Venus all moved into Mars or into Aries. And Aries is ruled by Mars, and so that's way more aggressive energy. It won't pay off to go looking for fights or, running in and saying, tweeting all over the place and then finding out the next day that was incorrect information. That kind of energy. Avoid this and burn out from like trying to go too fast kind of energy. These are representing the external forces. So the external forces, when they come in, it's an energy of, instead of asking what if something happens, you'll be asking what the EF happened. What the EF happened. Well, maybe I almost get this impression like this energy is running from you being in this position of leadership. This could be the person that caused this energy, and they're hearing someone else is actually interested. She's interested in someone else. Oh my God, I got to get in there, and I've got to ask her to come back to me. Like I'm a fool. Yes, you are. You are a fool. And fools come rushing in, and he's like, it's retrograde, so he's really feeling this emotion. He's like, why did I treat them like that? That kind of energy. And remember, These are archetypes. So this could be a female in her masculine energy as well as a male, as well as this here. So it's not gender specific, but this is masculine energy and this is feminine energy. So yeah, this is talking about this person wanting back in your life. Retrograde energy for sure. And that's over in 2 days. And I mean, that would be up to you, but it's suggesting here you might want to step into the new. You know, not might. It would be very beneficial to step into the new, not go back with someone from your past if you can avoid it. You know, people quite often will show you exactly who they are the first time around, and so you don't really need to have another negative experience like this to know, like, oh, that didn't feel very good. I think I'll go in a new direction. And so this is the Chariot coming in saying you're going in a new direction. You're back on your path. This energy is saying this is in your commitment, marriage, and partnerships. So whether this is about love or it's about a business or something in a partner in a business or it's about family, whatever it is, whatever happened, you're on your destined path again. You've been offered this opportunity for new passion in your life. Avoid going back to old shift that made you feel like this if you can. Especially when it comes to your lover, your partner, business, you know, people that you have commitments with. We have the Page of Wands here. And so, yes, the Page of Wands is awesome energy. This is someone who's very enthusiastic about life. This would represent masculine energy under the age of 21. Now, the Page of Wands, this could be a woman again in her masculine energy. The thing about the Page of Wands, they're really, really enthusiastic, and they love to just, like, the mysteries of the world are the 3 pyramids represent, oh my goodness, that is something I want to discover. I want to travel around the world, and I want to discover all the new stuff, and I want to be able to, he has a feather in his cap, and he's like just, you know, enthusiastic about life and very passionate. And his element is the wand. Now his wand is made out of wood and his wand represents ancestors, the deep roots of ancestors and the descendants. And so creating descendants, offshoots from his wand energy. And you may notice he is focused on his wand. He is admiring his wand. He loves his wand. And so this energy is talking, you have to take a little bit of a grain of salt with, you know, this is like a male energy under the age of 21. You have to really take what he says sometimes with a grain of salt, because quite often he's thinking with his little head instead of his big head. And this is in transition. And I feel like this is this energy rushing in. He doesn't want to, you know, like, no, like, I don't want someone else being with that person I was with. No way. That's the one thing I enjoyed is the passion between us. And you know, and so he wants to make sure you don't have that. But this is what God is saying. No, this is what you need. This is what you deserve. You deserve a love that's true and that is going to honor you and be passionate about you, and you're passionate about them at the same time. This may be someone that is not your regular type, and probably not, because this came up a lot in my Valentine's Day readings, where there was a lot of tough love in my Valentine's Day readings, but I did one for each sign, and I was like, I thought they were going to be fluffy, but they weren't. And so this energy is just saying, you know, when God sends in your type, it may be someone you're not used to, like, or someone for you to love. It may be someone that's not your type. And God says, that's the point. Your type leaves you feeling like this every time. I need to send someone in. You don't have a type. You just think you have a type. You give that energy up. And look I really like this, because this says that you have gone inward. And this is representing your higher knowledge now, that you went inward. And this is representing someone who has hung the subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind up on the wall. And we talked about the subconscious mind, but the unconscious mind, a lot of people will say, oh, I'm a human being with a soul. But it would be more accurate to say that you are a soul traveling in a human body. And this is how you're experiencing, because you're energy. That's what you're made up of. and you're experiencing life. And this is about your soul's needs, and your soul has needs. And if you ignore your soul's needs, then your unconscious mind will become very loud, because it needs for you to pay attention to your spiritual needs as well. Or the soul is just crying out for that energy. And then we have the conscious mind, which is what you have a handle on. I've actually experienced this. I have memory of it. This is, who I am, basically. And then putting all three of those to rest, so that you can go inward and use your intuition. And if you plug these, if these become congruent, then, because you get some insight from that, then you plug them into your heart, then you're healed. This is when your subconscious, unconscious, and conscious mind are working together, and they're plugged into your hearts, to your authentic desires. Well, then now, the word on this stained glass window here is Pax, P-A-X, which represents peace of mind. It's awesome to have someone in your life that is a partner, is also your lover. You're passionate, they're passionate, you love each other, and you don't have to wonder, I wonder what they're up to. If you're wondering what they're up to, there's probably a reason for that, right? And it could be because you have emotional wounds from when you were a child, or it could be because sometimes you've already caught them being up to something that wasn't in agreement with your agreement. And so, yeah, believe people when they show you who they are the first time, because generally that's the one thing you probably can believe in life. And then this is the page, or the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. Look at this. You have so many horses in this. You're only missing one knight. But you also have this victory horse here. So this is like this, I feel like 2026, the year of the horse energy, really suits you, Taurus. So this is talking about the Knight of Pentacles energy. And the Knight of Pentacles is, as I said, like he's at a standstill here. But he represents the Pentacle energy. And this is the first energy we have coming in of Pentacles in this reading. And Pentacles are that's your element. So this is talking about, in many ways, this hasn't just been about your love life, but it's been just life in general for you, because there's nothing about Pentacles in this until now. And this is in the position of your career. So maybe you've been challenged, like, not really, what am I supposed to do, or what's my purpose? Your purpose is to be the best version of you that you can be. And then if you can take that and you can put it into your career, whatever that is, it doesn't matter what it is. What matters is that, you put that if you tackle tasks with excellence, eventually excellence is what you are. If you do everything with excellence, you become excellent at it. And then something will stand out. And the other energy is like, if you make a list of what you don't like and what you don't want, then the opposite of that is what you want. That might help you out a little bit. But this is an energy coming in about a pentacle. And the thing is, yes, this Knight of Pentacles, sometimes you want to scream because he's so slow. And it's like, would you get here already and bring me that information that I need? But when he comes in with his information, it's well thought out, and it's something worthwhile looking into. And so this is a strong pentacle energy. Quite often it can be very lucrative for you. And then we have talking about having the courage to face your fears here from a child. I felt like that's so awesome. This is saying, these external forces right now. It's saying that you have the courage to face what was coming at you and handle it differently. You have looked into the fears that you've had since you were a child, and you worked on yourself. You went inward. And now this pentacle, I feel, can come in. If you would have received these pentacles sooner, you would have been in a situation where you wouldn't just be heartbroken over your love life. You'd be heartbroken over all the money you lost. Because this is talking about having the courage. Like she's reaching into this lion's mouth. And that would be a very dangerous thing to do. It's a mature lion, but a male at that. Like, no way a male lion's going to allow that. But he's allowing it. He's actually being submissive to her because he can feel that she has no fear. and that she's digging deep within herself to make sure that she tackles her fears, and generally a lot of those are from childhood. And so that she's healing that energy so that she has infinite potential to have all these blessings coming in. And then we have this energy here, the shift disturber. The shift disturber, I feel like, yes, having the courage to say no to the shift disturber. This is your old type. I feel these represent the thoughts. This represents you in this relationship and the third party energy coming through. So the shift disturber here could be the third party with your partner, or it could be an energy of someone else that is associated with them. But there's something about this energy. And you look at this, there's 2 swords standing and he's got 5. This is a walking contradiction. He's looking backwards over his shoulder. And it looks like he's sneaking away with these swords. Now, did he steal them? Because it's hard, he's a thief. If he's a thief, he's not a thief in the night. He's a thief in broad daylight. So quite often this will represent more like white collar crime, that kind of energy. And maybe there's some sort of information coming in there about your money that you don't know about. So this energy can talk about, like, he's looking backwards, looking over his shoulder. He's looking at the past, but he's moving forward, and he's not looking where he's going. And on top of it, look how he's carrying these swords. Like, who carries swords like this? These are really sharp. If he trips, he's going to, he could cut his hands off. And if he has that little regard for his own safety, then he probably doesn't have regard for anyone else's as well. And so this is a shift disturber, someone that likes to stir the pot kind of energy. And the thing is, what's interesting is about a month ago, this came up in one of the readings, and it was talking about the 7-year itch. And I was like, it's an idiom. And so I looked it up because it was bugging me. Like, what is this really about? And it's about, the 7-year itch is talking about, it says statistically, people who get divorced have a tendency to do it, if not in the first year, in the 7th or 8th year, like in between there. And it's like statistically very high. And they call it the 7-year itch because all of a sudden the person just doesn't want to be in the same situation. And interestingly enough, this also comes up in real estate, like purchasing a house and then not wanting to, on the 7th year, I don't want to live here anymore. I want to sell it. But, that kind of energy. Or having a business and just saying, I don't want to do this anymore, and walking away from it and leaving everybody else to deal with the energy. So this shift disturber energy is that energy, I feel, that's trying to come back to you from the past, from retrograde, and running away from this truth energy, like this new love that you have, doesn't want that to happen, running towards you to say, give me another chance. I can change. Okay. Change with someone else. You did change with someone else. That's the problem. So, yeah, this is a good reading, Taurus. I really like this for you. The one thing Taurus wants more than anything, like Taurus energy, Taurus really likes to have, these cards are ready to pop out here. Taurus likes to have comfort in home, and that does mean Pentacles because you are the first sign of Pentacles, but it also means the energy of just the comfort of knowing that you're taken care of in your own home, that you can, that you feel safe. That's really important to Taurus, especially in relationships. If they don't feel that safety, they can get really off center. And so be aware of that. That's just one of the needs that a lot of Taurus energy do have. And so if you have enjoyed this up to this point and you feel like I don't need clarification, I'm good. Thank you for your time and energy, and consider liking and commenting this because it helps me build my channel. I really appreciate it. And for those of you who want further clarity, I'm going to clarify with my oracle, Tales from the Vector, and this is from the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I've been working on this since 2007, and I've completed all 64 paintings in 2020, but now I'm focusing on, I've got all the information written out, but now I want to focus on playing with the cards with a larger amount of people. so that I can get the energy correct to put in the book. So in the description box below, there's numbers on these cards, and those numbers represent the paintings in the order that they are in my gallery on my website. And that's Tails, Tails, from thevector.com. Now, I'll put them in the order they appear here, and then you'll know which ones to look for. The information is all in the box below. So this is talking about this need, this Knight of Cups energy coming in, the need to be right. And so this is, again, I feel like this is saying that this new cup of love could be different from your usual type, because it's like, do you have to be right to be happy? So you don't have a type. Erase that. Have an open mind. Right now in this Pisces new moon energy is the perfect time to have an open mind. And just understand, would you rather be right or would you rather be happy? And you don't want to make mountains out of molehills. Basically, remember the Pisces new moon energy is accept small imperfections in people. Don't expect your knight in shining armor to be perfect, because nobody's perfect. You may have noticed that. So this is manifesting from your sacral chakra. So this is about, you know, really having that passion. That's, you know, when you think about it, that's our creative center. And right now it's very heightened, and especially with all this passion. So if you don't want to have a baby, make sure you take care of that energy. Going into this neutrality. So this, the 21 is the last card after the Fool goes on his journey. So this is really cool. This is saying again that you finished this cycle and you started another one. You had finished this cycle because this character probably snuck off on you, maybe leaving you with a house to sell and a business that wasn't working out or something. And that's why this information is coming in about the Pentacles. It's that kind of energy. So this is a cycle over, and this is your healing cycle. And now you're done healing and you're ready to move into receiving, taking. And so this is quite something. A lot of spiritual people will say, oh, the universe, I've received this from the universe. Receiving something would imply that just randomly you're given this gift from the universe. And that's not how the universe is. The universe is very structured and organized. So it's like, the saying is not give and receive. The saying is give and take. You are taking what is yours from the universe. I find that a lot of times, every industry has its own languaging. And the spiritual industry, and it is an industry, uses words like, they like to say receive instead of take, because it's softer. You're just receiving what the universe wants for you. Actually, you're taking what you have owed to you by the universe. The universe is very organized, and the give and take is very organized. So if someone says they're receiving something, it always makes me nervous. I'm wondering, like, where did you receive that from? Oh, it was someone else's, but I received it instead because the universe thought that I would do better with it. That's kind of the energy that you'll get from it. So you're not, you're taking, it's okay to take, because you deserve that. Ask any toddler, and that's they take. They don't like to, if it's theirs, they say it's mine. You may have heard them say that a million times. And so this is justice, like whatever's coming back to you is owed to you by the universe for all the good work that you've put in. And that's the energy. And so be happy to receive that. You should receive compensation for all your good work. It's not something to be ashamed of, and that sometimes can be an energy of thinking that there's lack, and you're not taking from someone else. You're taking what you worked for and the compensation for that, so that you can do some more of that good work. Because you need to have pentacles to be able to operate in the 3D. So some sort of justice is coming in about some sort of pentacles here. And I don't know, there's not a whole lot about this. Sometimes, you know, justice coming in now is saying that there's some sort of justice needs to be coming in. And the energy of this can sometimes talk about law and order, like the police coming in, that maybe there was some white collar crime kind of energy here. Like, so, you know, redistribution of pentacles, that kind of energy, because there's this heartache here. you know. And if you're destined to have that, to be on your path and continue doing God's work, they didn't just steal this money from you. They stole it from God. So God wants it back for you so that you can go out and continue doing the good work. So we have Sagittarius energy coming in. And so when horoscope signs come in, I just want to make sure you understand my intention is not to say, oh, it was a Sagittarius that broke your heart. This is saying that it's just, I'm talking about the energy in the universe, and we all have a little bit of every sign in us. And so we can learn from each of those signs. So I'm talking about the energy of the Sagittarius energy, the state of being. So Sagittarius energy tends to be like, they love knowledge and will travel far and wide. They love adventure and travel. Very much similar to the fiery horse energy. And so this is about wanting adventures and wanting to expand instead of contracting. Like they like to get out in the world and explore new things. And so this energy is, you know, you, in your situation, it might have been a Sagittarius that you were with that caused this problem for you, or was involved in this problem for you. Having said that, that's not my intention. You would have to use your intuition on that. We have pride coming in as a karmic space. And so this is when people are in that energy where, you know, if things aren't perfect, then they don't want anything to do with it. It's all or nothing, you know, and you'll see that sometimes people will have immaculate homes, and the next time you come to their house, it'll be a disaster. And it's because either it's super clean or it's totally messy, and there's no in between for some people. And so pride will sometimes, you know, they say pride comes before the fall, because you can't, nobody's perfect all the time. God's perfect, maybe, that energy, and you could aspire to that, but you can't be perfect all the time. And good luck if you are. Then you probably have a need to be right. So the trauma queen is when people sometimes are a bit damaged in their younger years, from their subconscious mind in particular. They have a tendency to it bothers them for it to be peaceful and quiet. And so sometimes this is an energy where if there's no drama around, they feel like, well, there's something wrong here. This is too boring. There should be some fighting. There should be some drama of some kind. Like, what? This person doesn't love me. They don't have any drama. Like, they mistake drama for passion, basically, is what I'm saying. And like there's a fine line between being anxious and being excited. So it's kind of like that kind of energy. So just be aware of that. You know, you don't need drama in your love life. You don't need drama in your life at all. What you want to have is passion in your life. And that's what you've been guaranteed from God here. And we have, yes, there was deception. Kiss me good. There was somebody, or this energy here, it wasn't your imagination. It really happened. That it's that kind of energy. Now, oh, and look at this. I was just going to say, what's the energy confirming the external forces? And we have the devil coming in. So your partner was tempted. And this is, it's human. It's what happens. And the devil's not going to tempt you with something ugly. The devil's going to tempt you. Like the devil card in my oracle is a beautiful dragonfly. She's just adorned with Swarovski crystals, and it's a hot pink background. She's very beautiful. And that's the kind of energy that you're going to get tempted with. And so a lot of people don't, you know, they don't think of it in that way. They think of the devil as being something scary, but it would be something that you really, that is shiny, that you really, oh, that's really pretty. And so temptation is, I always cover this card because you're not going to get the truth from this. This is manipulative energy. And so I always cover it with the next card up to see what's, you know, what is this about? The devil can't do the devil's only, his own work. Like, look at, the devil spelled backward is it lived, as in used to. This is actually not like, it's not someone in human form. So there has to be someone sent in. And so, but what the card that comes up is judgment. And this is God's judgment. So God covers the devil and covers this energy for you. He can't. He's not. He's not allowed to come into your life spiritually anymore. It's not. It's not going to happen for one reason or another. It's like it's a definite no from God. No, 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 no. So that's the energy. That's the cosmic heart energy. So that's the judgment coming down. And there's some sort of judgment. There may be something you don't know yet about the whole situation, but I feel like it's going to come around and you'll figure it out. Here's the moon energy. And so this is about having reckless abandon. Like this Pisces new moon energy is just like being really, careful that you stay on your path and recognize that if you have this new lover coming in, that you take your time. Like you don't, if this person's meant for you, you don't need to rush into it and make decisions overnight kind of energy. We have the hangman here. So this is talking about having the balance of being able to, the hangman goes up to the mountain and gets the north light in his lantern, and this energy, he comes down from the mountain, and then he's able to have that balance, like knowing which direction to go in. Or sorry, I'm thinking of the journeyman. The hangman is hanging from the tree of knowledge. Sorry, I was like getting mixed up here. So the tree of knowledge. I'm trying to remember. Oh, the dragon. This is also a dragonfly in my oracle. I was mixing it up with the journeyman. So the journeyman is the hermit, which is very similar to the hangman energy. So the hangman is actually hanging upside down from the tree of knowledge and looking at things from a different perspective, so that he can actually see a different viewpoint of the situation and then take action. The journeyman card is more of the hermit going up to the top of the mountain. So in my oracle, this is actually a dragonfly that is doing a handstand, basically. Its tail's up in the air, and it's on a beautiful echinacea flower. And echinacea is really a healing herb. So that energy coming in of the healing of the heart. And then we have the sun. And this is saying that the sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it's shining its light on for all to see. And everything that is here, when the sun shows up, it says that it brings the truth out of every situation. So that's why I was feeling like the truth is coming into you, and just take it as it shows up. Like, because sometimes, they say God doesn't let us go through more than we can handle. Sometimes if the truth is like, it's good to have the truth because it sets you free, but at the same time, it can be very painful. And so maybe you still don't know the whole truth about the situation. And then we have Gemini energy coming in, and this is Mercury again, and it's about learning and creative solutions versus logic. And this energy is Mercury again coming in. And remember I said how it'll go direct on the 20th. And then on the 23rd, that North Star energy that's in the lamp of the hermit, to say like that it's your purpose in life, that guiding light, that energy is going to be with Mercury. And Mercury is about communication. And that's on the 23rd of March. So like these next few days, like this next week basically, is going to be a really good time to go inward and like really check in with your intuition. We have intent. Yeah, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. I'm not, this shift disturber could be a really nice person, but just, a shift disturber. They like to stir the pot. Some people enjoy that kind of energy. And so this person it doesn't necessarily mean they had bad intentions, but they're an impulsive person, and they're dangerous with their energy, like, and dangerous with your heart, apparently. So this is talking that, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. You can have good intentions, but it doesn't mean things are going to work out the way you want them to. And the energy for the last card is dissension. Oh, with friends like this, who needs enemies? So maybe that's a big part of why that was coming up too. This is about swimming with sharks. And so dissension is when use your words to divide people, within a group or a partner. Like, that's exactly this energy. And with friends like this who needs enemies, it could be actually that one of your people that you consider to be your friend is the person that was with your partner. And if that's the case, and other people knew it and they didn't tell you, it's that kind of energy. And maybe that's the part that you haven't looked into so much yet. So it's just, it's a possibility. Just, heads up, because this card came out right on here. And this is also talking like about secrets coming out and the ending of this cycle so that you can move into this new one. All right, I do hope you've enjoyed this, that you've received benefit or taken the benefit. My cat is here now. Did you just wake up? You quit halfway through. You quit purring. So, this energy, I was just going to say, if you've enjoyed this reading, please do like and comment. Consider subscribing if you resonate with the energy of the channel. And I will be back with another reading for astrological reading. And that one will be for the beginning of April, believe it or not. All right. Bye for now. Hey, little kitty. Did you just wake up?